Welcome to solverfy.
Okay, let's find the zeros of this function. First thing I'm going to do is try to factor it. And since it has 4 terms, I'm going to factor by grouping. So if I look at the first two terms, what is the greatest common factor of the first 2 terms? Well, I know that 4 and 6 can both be divided by 2, and I could take 2 x's from both of those. So if I factor that out, I'm left with 2x plus 3. And right away, I know it's not going to factor because the greatest common factor of 3x minus 5 is 1. It's always worth a try, though. So that means we're going to have to find the rational zeros. So the factors of the constant are 1 and 5. The factors of the leading coefficient are 1, 2, and 4. So all the possible rational zeros are plus or minus 1, 1/2, 1/4, 5, 5/2, and 5/4. Those are all the possible combinations I can make. So I'm going to set it up for synthetic division. 4, 6, -3, and 5. And we're going to start trying one of these until we find one that gives me a remainder of 0. I'm going to start with the easy ones. I'm going to start with 1 and see if that works. So if I drop the 4 down, 1 times 4 is 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 times 10 is 10. 10 plus -3 is 7. And I can see it's not going to work. So let's try -1. So 4 times -1 is -4. Add and I get 2. Here's a -2. -3 plus -2 is -5. -5 times -1. Sorry, this is a -5 here. There's my mistake. -5 times -1 is 5. And -5 plus 5 is 0. So that means this is one of my zeros. Now, to finish this out, let's see if it'll factor now. This is my remainder. This is my constant. This is x, and this is x squared. So I have a new polynomial, 4x squared plus 2x minus 5. Okay, I can tell you that's not going to factor, so we're just going to use the quadratic formula on it to get the last 2 zeros. So I know that a is 4, b is 2, c is -5. So the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let's plug this in. The opposite of b would be -2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 4 times -5 all over 2 times 4. So let's clean up inside the square root. So that's going to be 4. 2 negatives is going to make a plus. And that's going to be 80 all over 8. Let's keep going inside the square root. So -2 plus or minus the square root of 84 all over 8. So square root of 84, I know is the square root of 4 times the square root of 21. So that can be 2 root 21. So -2 plus or minus 2 root 21 all over 8. And I have one more step. I can divide all the outside numbers by 2. So negative 1 plus or minus 1 square root 21 all over 4. Okay, so here's my final answers. So x equals negative 1 and negative 1 plus the square root of 21 over 4 and negative 1 minus the square root of 21 over 4. And if you could write that as plus minus, that would be fine too. All right, thanks for watching.